So right now we go 2,000 metres away to our right, and we look at the women's pair, Sarah.
Yes, so we've got the women's pair graphic up on screen there, the first final of today's World Cup schedule. It's going to be a pretty interesting race. We've got two crews from the United States who will not be doubling up in the women's 8, which is an interesting choice. So I guess the USA will be looking to try and find their top crew to go to the World Championships later in the year. But the Americans, certainly two crews to look at, but it is the women from GB who are going to be looking to take this all the way, unbeaten since the 2012 Olympic Games.
So we're looking at the French pair, Naomi Kober and Marie Le Neveu. Marie is on the right of the screen and Naomi on the left. From Grenoble and Nantes, two different sides of France. They only rode together on training camps, and we see there the centre lanes occupied by lane 4, the fastest crew in the world, the British Olympic champions, and next to them the United States. So here we go, there's Marie Le Neveu. She does a rowing in Nantes, will be a policewoman should I say, next year. And they're the two Danes. To the right of your screen, Anne Anderson in the stroke seat, and behind her Hedvig Rasmussen. And straight away the famous Ellie Logan, amazing talented athlete. She's the stroke closest to you of USA 1. Behind her Felice Muller, Cleveland, Ohio. And now we get the masters at this event. The British pair, Helen Glover, furthest away from you in the bow seat, Olympic champion, as is the stroke woman closest to you, Heather Stanning. Here's USA 2, silver medalist in the world last year. In the stroke seat, Kerry Simmons. Behind her, Megan Calmo. And new kids on the block. Closest to us, we have Kerry Gowler, and behind her, Grace Prendergast. These two Kiwis really burst on the rowing scene last year, second behind the British in Lucerne. Won a medal in the women's fours at the World Championships, and they're all ready. You can hear the umpire calling over and just checking if the crews are ready, and then she'll let them sit for a while and then press the buzzer for go.
Nice quick start there from the umpire, and all crews get a good start. We see Great Britain in the middle of the screen, certainly the favourites, Helen Glover, Heather Stanning, the Olympic champions and unbeaten, but it's these new kids on the block, as you said, Martin, from New Zealand, Grace Prendergast and Kerry Gowler, the under-23 world champions. Such a commanding victory they had at the under-23 world championships last year. It was the buzz of the rowing world. And then when they showed up in Lucerne to win a medal, everyone knew this was the combination to look at moving forward, but the British taking early command.
Yeah, I think we've seen the British pair really lead through the 500-metre mark in every race that they've done. Just a shot there of the two Kiwis closest to you. That's Kerry Gowler from the Aramoho Wanganui Club. Behind her, well, she's now on the left of your screen, Grace Prendergast from the Avon Club, and you can see the bows of their white Philippi Shell just in the front of the British yellow Empacher German boat, and it's the British out in front.
And we go to a shot of lane 3. The United States, Felice Muller in the bow seat, Eleanor Logan, the dual Olympic gold medalist from the US Women's 8 in the stroke seat with the fluoro hat on her head there. Such a strong woman. She's been such a feature of world rowing for so many years now. But looking to cement a place here in the pair as they go up against the other American combination, USA 2, Megan Calmo and Kerry Simmons, the silver medalist from last year's World Championships. What a duel that's going to be for selection.
So 500 metres gone, and it's Great Britain, Glover and Stanning in the lead. The 500 metre time they went through in 1:40. That's just half a second slower than they went through in a very fast semi-final yesterday. In second place, the crew nearest us in black from New Zealand, and then in third, USA 2, Calmo and Simmons. And here's that Kiwi pair.
And look at these youngsters. They're really putting everything on the back of the handle there. You can see Grace Prendergast in the bow seat. She's sitting right back on it. They really want to make their mark early in the race here. And I think this is just about the closest that we would have seen any crew in the second 500 to the British.
I tell you, I'm really excited about this. I really, really want those Kiwis to give the British a run for their money. There's been talk of how strong this pair is. They're coached by Dave Thompson, who coached the lightweight 4 as well. Of course, there's other pair in this race, the USA 2, Calmo and Simmons, the world silver medalist, Sarah.
Yeah, they're listed down as USA 2, so we can only assume that the USA 1 combination has been beating them back home. So interesting to see how this will unfold between the Americans, but they're really bow ball for bow ball at the moment in that third place position.
And Sarah, why do you think, so we're just looking on screen at the two Danes. I think Rasmussen on the left of your picture and Anne Anderson have done a marvellous job to be in the final. But Sarah, I was just wondering, why do you think Tom Tahar, the American coach, has put apparently his two best women's pairs in this event and not put them in the 8?
It is very interesting. I think that he really wants to see, he knows that he's got some speed in these pairs. Does he have a combination that could take out the British? No one's been able to do it since well before the London Olympic Games, so perhaps he thought that he had the strength to do it. And we know that he's got the strength to still boat a gold medal winning women's 8 without his top 4 rowers, which is just absolutely incredible to have that kind of strength and depth in a women's rowing program. But we've seen this for years now from the Americans.
So 1,000 metre check, we're now at about 1,100 metres gone. First is the Great Britain crew. There we see the two French rowers over there in lane 1, Naomi Koba, and she's on the left of your picture, and Marie Le Nepveux on the right, the Nantes. But an overall look of the race, fantastic contest between USA 1 and USA 1 are on the top of your screen. You see Ellie Logan's yellow cap, and USA 2 with Calmo and Simmons closest to you. There you see Ellie Logan. She's had a look round over her right shoulder. Ellie Logan, of course, had that amazing season in the single scull, Sarah, but still it's Britain out in front.
It is, it's Britain out in front, and they look the class act. You can see why they have been so fast. We look at that graphic down in the left-hand corner of the screen, and you can see in the pale blue is the boat speed of this British combination. Their boat is moving quicker across the course than any other boat. They're sitting out here on 36 strokes a minute, but they look so smooth, so flat as they drive through the boat. Such an efficient stroke.
Yeah, 4.7 metres a second is the graphic, 4.8 metres a second, so the speed's gone up slightly. We're getting from the GPS in the boats, and there's a shot of this marvellous pair, really very precise. The female equivalent, of course, of Murray and Bond, the pair in New Zealand. But 1,500 metres to go, Britain 1 in the lead, New Zealand, and then USA 2.
And look at the sprint from USA 2. They've pushed away now to clear water over USA 1, Felice Muller and Eleanor Logan. But Megan Calmo and Kerry Simmons showing why they're the world silver medalists as they start to put away the Kiwis here on the closest lane to us. They're starting to tire. They've put in such a big effort in the first half of this race, such an impressive effort to sit up with the British for as long as they have. But the Americans, they're absolutely going for it as they start to sprint. They start to wind. They're up on 39 strokes a minute. 17.5 kilometres per hour, just slightly quicker than the 17.2 that the New Zealand women's pair is rowing at. But the British, they're looking over to their right. They can see the Americans coming.
So we come to the last 250 metres. That's around about 50 seconds to go, and inexorably Calmo and Simmons' bow creeps up the British boat, and I think this is the most pressure we've seen the British under, Sarah, and the Kiwis aren't out of it too. Great race coming up, and this is a real contest.
Look, we saw this from the Americans last year, but to me, they've stepped up once again into this year.
And just look at the spurt there that Kerry Simmons from San Diego. She's put on desperately trying to get the overlap on the British. I think they won't do it, but it's a great race and a great finish from the Americans.
The British are 40 strokes a minute. USA 2 at 41 strokes a minute. I don't think I've seen a women's pair come down at this kind of rating for many years now. This is incredible.
And the British will know they've been in a race as they come up to the line. The final few strokes you can see from the low shot there. Great Britain 1, Glover and standing across the line. USA 2, Calmo Simmons, and the New Zealanders cross then at third medal, Prendergast Growler. USA 1 take the fourth place. We await the fifth and the sixth crews. Denmark take fifth place, and then the French crew, great effort for them coming up to the final. They cross the line now as we focus on the British. well, the Olympic and world champions will know they've been in a race, Sarah.
Yeah, that's right. An incredible race there from the British to hold their nerve. They answered every call that came their way, and they looked every bit the Olympic champions that they've been.
And we look at that time, 6 minutes and 53 seconds. To me, that seems like a pretty quick time for the first. USA, we're looking at the second place. On the right of your picture is that amazing woman, Kerry Simmons, who really spurted to get close to the British. And there's the two young New Zealanders, Grace Prendergast on the left of your screen, Kerry Gowler, who strokes the boat on the right of your screen. That's the 1, 2, 3. We'll give you confirmation of that result. Great Britain, there it is, in first, 6:53.67. Just less than 2 seconds behind USA 2 and New Zealand in third.
Great Britain 2, lane 1.
And we see the slow-mo shot there. Belle Logan and Felice Mueller. Great race from them to come into fourth, but it was these women from GB, Glover and Stanning, undefeated once more. And a great race by the young Kiwis, Gowler and Prendergast, after smashing the World Championships last year for the under-23s, setting a world best time in the women's 4 at the World Championships in Amsterdam. And here they are, the hotly anticipated young pair from New Zealand.
And as we look at those Kiwi blades, Sarah, I've just had a look at relatively how fast that time was. As you know, in rowing, we compare what the fastest time in the world is and then say what percentage was the time that the crews do today. And I've just looked at the percentage of that winning time for the British crew against the world's best, the time they set in Amsterdam last year, at 99.41%, which to me is an amazing time in these conditions. Just shows you how the quality of the British and the quality of the other pairs in that event.
Yeah, that's right. The British coming awfully close there to their own world best time, but like we saw, this was the most that they've ever been pushed. And to have 3 crews going that quickly and to be that close together, I think is the most competitive that we've seen, the top 3 positions in the women's pair for some time now.
I'm very excited about that. It's nice to see Helen Glover give a little tap on the back to Heather Stanning, and